Be afraid. Be very afraid. Hello, I'm Robert.
Hola, me llamo Lucinda.
And today we're going to talk about 1986's The Fly.
Oh, it's such a scary movie.
It's directed by David Cronenberg.
It stars Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis.
Yeah, they're pretty much the only two you need to worry about.
True.
In this movie. I mean, there's other characters, but it's 90% them. David Cronenberg's famous for his sort of body horror movies. Normally, I think it's his body horror stuff and special effects are a little bit over the top for the stories that he tells. Not in this one.
Oh, no.
This one there's some pretty gross stuff in here related to that, but it serves a good purpose to tell the story. You want to abbreviate the story, the synopsis?
So we have a scientist man who creates a time machine to travel in time, and at some point...
No, it's not a time machine.
What is it?
It's a teleportation device.
What is... Okay, to take him to a different place.
Yes.
Okay,
from
fine.
One teleport
so
to
smart.
the other.
Such a show-off, Robert.
Well, I have a science background.
Fine, okay. He goes into a machine that takes him to a different place, not a different time. Okay? And one time when he gets into the machine, a fly gets in the machine with him. And then what happens? He becomes a fly, slowly and disgustingly.
The computer has two different kinds of DNA that it
so
scans.
smart.
So it's like, well, I'm a computer, I can fix this. I'll reassemble them together. So he's a mixture of the scientist whose last name is Brundle and the fly, a common housefly. So he comes out looking like Jeff Goldblum, but he slowly changes. And the makeup gets, it's like weird stuff.
Worse and worse. I mean, I will never forget the scene when he puts certain parts into the bathroom cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the first thing is he gets like weird hairs growing out of his back, but then quickly his skin gets all like icky.
Gross.
And he
So
looks
disgusting.
bad, and his teeth are coming out
It's
because
so
flies don't
disgusting.
have teeth,
Yeah,
right?
See? No,
No, flies don't have teeth.
they don't.
But he's also getting stronger. Even though he's looking horrible and more horrible, he can stick to the wall and he can climb around and he get really strong.
Remember,
And
he's climbing up the walls.
one scene where he punches a door jamb or something and just splinters, and he's trying to, it doesn't start out. Gina Davis is a reporter or something, and he's basically trying to bang her.
Yeah, they have a love connection.
Yeah, and but you know how flies eat, right? Since they don't have teeth. This is the way Jeff Brundle fly starts to eat, by regurgitating
I remember this.
some stomach acid on whatever he wants to eat, and then he slurps it up when it liquefies. That's pretty gross.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is a remake of a classic horror film from 1958, which starred Vincent Price.
Oh, see.
Yeah. And then Vincent Price was not the fly. An actor named David Hedison was the one that turned into a fly. In that movie, the accident, the fly changed heads and like one hand with the scientist. So there were two of them. There was a scientist with a horrible fly head and a horrible hand, and then there was a little itty bitty fly with a human head and a human hand.
So weird.
Yeah. And, they're trying to catch the little bitty fly, and they're, put them back in the chamber to try and unmeld them. Well, this one, different plot point. Technology has changed in, 40 years or whatever. Now they teleport and they have computers and they have there's one creature, but there's other creatures. And he's doing teleportation experiments and with monkeys, baboons, and they're like exploding and stuff until he thinks he gets it just right. Interestingly, Jeff Goldblum is a big, tall drink of water. He's 6 foot quattro.
See?
6'4", And you know,
Stage cuatro.
he was working out for this movie, so he was kind of ripped. And believe it or not, they had 2 baboons on set, and baboons, you just don't train them. They're always wild, and they're very, very dangerous. But they actually seem to respect Jeff as like the alpha figure or something. So Jeff Goldblum actually helped wrangle the baboons that they used in the movie.
Ah.
It was good that he was there because the handler and Jeff, the baboon, got excited once when the film lights went on or something. And these 2 guys had to hold the baboon while he got all...
This is so hard.
That would scare me.
See, me too.
I don't want to hold a hairy baboon.
Me too, only on Fridays.
A producer of this film, Mel Brooks.
So great.
Mel Brooks, the guy that brought you, you know, Young Frankenstein and a million other movies, comedies mostly. He actually hid his name. He's like, don't tell people I'm a producer on the movie because then they'll expect it to be a comedy.
Sí.
And on the poster and the tagline for the movie was actually written by Mel Brooks. And I use it myself once a week. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It sticks with you.
It's a great line. Great line.
Sí.
Mel came up with it himself.
So good.
There's no bosom alerts in here that I can recall.
I don't think so.
Wait a minute. Do you get to see bosom when Jeff brings back that the slutty tramp back to his room?
I don't think so.
I don't
cannot
remember, and I didn't write it down. Whatever. It's not a bosom-rich environment.
No, it is not.
And when it premiered, Jeff Goldblum wrote a note to Vincent Price, and the note was something like, "Hey, I hope you enjoy this movie as much as I enjoyed yours." Because Jeff, you know, it was a nice thing to say to Vincent Price. Very nice. Vincent, I think it got too gory for Vincent Price, though. He's not used to that. He's an older gentleman, you know.
Sí. Maybe human again.
That's actually a line from the original at the end, where the little fly is stuck in a spider's web in the 1958 movie. Help me, help me. And I think they did use that tagline. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I think Gina Davis says it in this movie.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Jeff says, or Brundlefly says, there was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I think she'll die. Because that's kind of what happens.
Sí.
The fly didn't swallow it, but you know, he got melded with it. So, let's talk about pumpkins.
Okay. Okay, so we give The Fly from 1986 Cuatro pumpkins.
Quattro pumpkins. It's a good, strong movie. I think it's a very good example of what can be done with a remake of an older movie.
I see.
Using current technology, well, 1986 technology, to upgrade the special effects. And then you change the plot a little bit. You tweak it accordingly. I think that if most remakes were of this quality, we would remember more of them.
Yes, I agree. It's true. Gracias por watching October Moviefest Countdown.
If you like our reviews, you should tune in to Amazon Prime and watch Robert's Horror Matinee, a feature-length, funny movie.